Hello, everyone, and welcome to the reading chapter, the reading unit in your TKT preparation course. So we're going to start by checking this reading skill and what it entails. So we have reading is a receptive language skill that involves interpreting and understanding written text. It requires the ability to decipher letters, form words, and grasp meaning at various levels. Individual words, sentences, and the overall message. When you think about reading, think about how vowels and consonants form words. These words form sentences. These sentences form paragraphs. And these paragraphs form complete tests. So we can talk about the importance in the reading skills in language acquisition. Reading is one of the four essential language skills, with writing, listening, and speaking. It plays a crucial role in building vocabulary, enhancing comprehension, and allowing learners to connect written content with their existing knowledge. Reading is one receptive skill. It allows students to comprehend and understand ideas from external sources, and these sources are in written form. So, the definition of the receptive skill. As a receptive skill, reading focuses on interpreting and absorbing information presented in written form. It contrasts with productive skills, where the emphasis is on creating and expressing language. Remember, receptive skill, meaning I receive information from reading. I don't create, I receive. Then we can talk about understanding ideas in the text, because the texts are, let's say, based on discourse. So what is a discourse? Discourse is the definition that refers to a connected series of sentences that convey a larger message. Understanding discourse involves recognizing grammatical structures and vocabulary that link ideas, enabling readers to derive meaning from text relationships. It means you are given a list of words that form a paragraph, and these paragraphs form a text, but then you want to try to identify the main idea from this text. For example, is this first paragraph comparing or contrasting or extending the ideas from the second paragraph? So you are going to try to analyze by using, let's say, several tools like grammar. If you find connectors, conjunctions, you may say, all right, this information is being compared, contrasted in this case. You want to think about the linkers, the verbs, adjectives, and everything you know about grammar to try to decipher, to try to grasp the meaning, to try to understand the principal idea presented in the text. Coherence and cohesion. Coherence refers to the logical flow of ideas, while cohesion is the grammatical and lexical linking within the text. Again, punctuation, periods, commas, colons, semicolons, all these features give you an idea. They tell you whether you are extending, stopping, referring, and these are cohesion devices. Both elements are crucial for readers to navigate connections between sentences, enhancing overall understanding of the text. Coherence. It needs to make sense. Cohesion. It needs to be well connected. Then we're going to talk about the role of background knowledge. Sometimes when you read, consciously or unconsciously, you are referring to your previous knowledge of the world. So, background knowledge is essential for making sense of written texts. Readers connect new information to what they already know, facilitating comprehension and enhancing the ability to identify implicit meaning and references in a text. For example, if you are reading a text about, let's say, mango trees, and you know something related to it because you may have a farm where you have mango trees, what you read from your text can be immediately related to what you know about mango trees. So you may say, yeah, what I'm reading makes sense to me because I plant and grow mango trees. I know how these things should happen because I have my own mango trees crop. So you have the role of background knowledge to tell you that you may want to relate what you read to your own knowledge of the topic. Then we are going to talk about the soft skills for reading comprehension. The first important soft skill is called scanning. Scanning involves quickly locating specific information within the text without reading every word. It is useful for finding dates, names, or any particular details, enabling efficient information retrieval in various contexts. Think about when you read a piece of text only to find one specific, let's say, word or detail or just a piece of information. So, I don't know. Let me just try to do something here. Just imagine that I have a letter. I may have a letter here. Let's think about this as a letter. And I just need to find the name of the person or the date of this meeting. I just need to find the date. So I don't need to read the whole letter. I need to read read quickly, only to find out the date of my meeting. Nothing else. That is called scanning. Then we have skimming. Skimming is the practice of rapidly looking over a text to understand its main idea and general structure. This technique allows readers to determine whether detailed reading is necessary, saving time and effort in information gathering. Skimming is when you read quickly, just because you need to have the main idea. You don't need details, you just need to have the main idea. Let's think about it. I have a letter here. Sorry. Yeah, that's better. Imagine that in this letter, I just received the letter and I quickly want to know what it is about. Like the first question, they say, "Sir, you have a letter. There's mail or something for you." Okay. I'm going to open up and read. And then when I read, I'm going to say, "What is this? What is this?" Okay, this is from the lawyer. That's all I wanted to know. This is from the lawyer. I don't need to know what the lawyer is telling me. I don't need to know anything else. I just wanted to know, well, what is this? Quickly. It's from the lawyer. Now, if I have more questions, I can then go back and check, doing what we just talked about, scanning. But this is skimming. I just want to have the main idea of the text I'm reading. Reading for detail. Reading for detail entails closely examining a text to understand its specific components and connections. This sub-skill is crucial when comprehension of every word and grammatical structure is essential for complete understanding. Imagine that you are reading a text that is about how to operate a machine. In the text, they tell you exactly the steps to go through and exactly the things to do. You don't want to miss a step. You want to follow everything to a T. You want to follow up every single instruction. If you miss one instruction, the machine can be damaged. So you don't want to do that. In the manual that you're going to read, you want to read for detail. You want to read understanding every single letter, every single sentence, every single instruction, and nothing can escape your understanding. That's what you think of when you think about reading for detail. Inferring. Inferring is the ability to interpret implicit meaning and author's attitudes not directly stated in the text. You infer. So, it relies on context clues, allowing readers to understand underlying themes and emotions effectively. You read a poem and you somehow end up saying, this was sad. Maybe the author never wrote the word sad implicitly, but you did. You understood. You said, I read this, let's say, again, a poem, and they're not talking about love. They're not even using the word love in the poem, but I can feel it's for a lover. You can infer it. And that is the skill that you can use in the reading part. Deducing meaning from context. I'm going to just go over here and probably do this. Deducing meaning from context. So I'm going to just take the paper and say, deducing meaning from context involves determining the significance of familiar words by examining the surrounding text. The skill helps to build vocabulary and ensure comprehension while reading diverse materials. Somebody says or reads, I drive my XT1 and I park it everywhere. You may not know what an ST1 is, but if somebody drives it and parks it, that might be a car, right? So you deduce the meaning from the context because you don't have all the answers, but you can still draw conclusions from what you read. Predicting. Predicting entails making educated guesses about the content and direction of a text based on headings, titles, and previous knowledge. This skill enhances engagement and comprehension throughout the reading process. Sometimes just by reading the title, subtitles, subheadings, first and last sentences, you can predict what the text will be about. This is a sub-skill that you want to develop in your classes, in your lessons, in the classroom with your students. Then we have understanding text structure, which is understanding the text structure, which involves recognizing the organizational patterns of various text types. This skill aids readers in navigating text, facilitating easier comprehension of information according to its layout and purpose. For example, imagine that you have a letter or a text, but for now, I'm going to just say a letter. In this letter, you are going to quit. You are going to quit your job. So you write down a letter. Usually, the first words are going to be about the reason. So I am writing this letter to quit. And the other parts are usually going to be about the reasons why you quit. This letter, the purpose of writing this letter is to quit my job, my current job, because of several reasons, first of all, and then you explain the reasons for your quitting. But if it is the opposite, if you are getting fired, you are usually finding that part at the end of the letter. So they say, Mr. Thompson, the company is doing this and that. And in the end of the letter is when you're going to read, like, for this reason, we have made the decision to terminating your contract. So understanding text structure tells me exactly where information is placed and how I can find it in case of reading comprehension questions. Then we can talk about these applications in the classroom for my TKT students. Learners can apply reading skills from their native language to English. If you have learners who are good at their first language reading, they can transfer these skills to English, facilitating comprehension. And however, support is essential at lower proficiency levels, A1, A2, B1. Students need support, as differences in language structure may pose challenges, of course. Grammar is different, vocabulary is different, pronunciation is different. At the beginning and the, let's say, initial levels, learners need support from teachers. And practicing the soft skills. A very important topic here because teachers should assess learners' strengths and weaknesses in various reading soft skills. Targeted practice in these areas can significantly enhance overall reading comprehension and fluency. We as teachers need to prepare lessons, activities, and everything related to the learning process so that students can start picking up their understanding, comprehension, and use of these soft skills. Skimming, scanning, reading for detail, all of those need to be included in your planning lessons for the future. Then we have activating background knowledge or prior knowledge, previous knowledge. Activating background knowledge helps learners connect new information with existing knowledge. Techniques such as lead-in activities, picture discussions, and vocabulary brainstorming enhance text understanding. So, you are going to have them read something related to global warming. Before the reading, you may bring things to your class, pictures, videos, things related to speaking. Students can express their opinions about global warming. So everything that you do in that stage of your lesson activates students' background knowledge. So when they start reading, they have clearer and fresher ideas. Encouraging extensive reading. Extensive reading promotes fluency and confidence in learners, providing opportunities through graded readers and enjoyable text. Encourages a love for reading and improves language acquisition. Extensive reading. When you have them read, for example, a whole novel that is graded to A1, A2, B1, so they need to connect ideas and stay focused for longer periods of time because they're not reading just a piece of text to answer a couple of questions. They are reading a full novel, 100-page novel, 150-page book. When doing that, students somehow need to work on different skills that go beyond understanding every single detail. They just want to read a whole novel or book or history, a story in this case, and tell you exactly how they felt throughout the whole book, not just a piece of text. Then we're going to talk about choosing appropriate text, which is very important. Selecting engaging text at the right difficulty level is crucial. Text should resonate with learners' interest to enhance motivation and facilitate effective reading practice. Let's look at the picture. I guess these are preschoolers. I think these are first graders. I am not going to bring politics or text to this class. I can bring a text related to weekend activities, vacation plans, so students can engage and motivate in the topic to study. Structuring the reading lessons deals with effective reading lessons, which often include activities that link prior knowledge to new text. Structuring lessons with you have an introductory, a main, and a post-task activities. So it means, let's think about the one about global warming. So before having students read the text, I'm going to have some introductory tasks. Bring pictures and ask them, students, what they think about global warming. They will let us know their opinions. They would feel important, like their opinions matter, yes. After that, we can give them a text and tell them, read it just quickly and tell me the main idea. That is going to be skimming. Students are going to read quickly this same text and tell you about the main idea for global warming in this case. Then you go back and read for detail. So you want students to, let's say, answer detailed questions. So they would have to scan the text. And after that, you would want students to write a paragraph about what they think. That would be the post task. And everything was related to the central main reading text at the beginning and in the end of the lesson. These are all the skills. This is just the introductory part. I hope you can do more at EnglishGain.com in your TKT preparation course. I'll see you in class. Thank you very much for watching this. Bye-bye.